I like how you said that.
Entertaining news. So there was a case of this young man who is 26 years old. His name is Chris Birch, and he was a banker. He was like really like a macho man, like into rugby. Had his girlfriend.
Como yo.
Was engaged. Yeah, así tipo Chico X, ¿verdad? Así bien macho. And he was trying, of course, being, you know, a man, wanted to show off to his friends and did like a crazy stunt and ended up jumping off of something, and he fell.
Just like Xavier.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Just like him.
That's a white boy thing.
Actually,
I bet you he's white.
I've never seen you to do anything like that.
Gracias, Lily.
I've never been around, like, you know.
Yeah,
maybe
I still got the video on my old TiVo.
Maybe if it's just all the guys, he does a little extra to impress. But I've never known you to be like that. But so this guy, he thought he would impress his friends, and he fell while he was like trying to jump, and he broke his neck, and when he broke his neck, he also suffered a stroke. So he was set into a coma, and he was in a coma for a few weeks. Finally, when he woke up and was recovering, he was in the hospital watching TV, and he was watching, I think, like a soap opera or something, and a handsome man came on TV, and he said he started to feel butterflies in his stomach. He described it kind of like the feeling that he felt when he would see a pretty girl, like in high school.
Whoa.
And he says, like,
you
that
lost me.
point,
what does it have to do with the stunt?
So he says that due to the stroke, that he woke up a gay man. So he is now gay due to the stroke.
Now, Mr. Burns fell last week ahí en el estudio. Lo vi que cayó en
I could fall from the Empire State Building.
Not going to wake up gay anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad to know, porque cuando entré me sonreíste, así me miraste un poco raro y dije, whoa, what's going on?
No, Lily, that was Lily. Lily just got back. Yeah.
Oh, Lily.
I wanted to hear all the stories from Cuba, but we'll say that for another day.
Let's say those for another day.
Mr. Burns, if it feels like it's butterflies in your stomach, it's probably the quesadilla that you were eating when we came in, okay? Just letting you know. Okay.
Definitely not the beef jerky.
And so, no, not the beef jerky. The beef jerky.
Now, the question is, do you buy it?
I don't. I think so. He even went to a therapist because he was like, "Oh my God, like I'm gay. What's going on?" Like this, he's blaming the stroke. So he went to a therapist. He went to a therapist, and the therapist said that the stroke could have opened something in his brain that he was unaware of. So maybe he's saying it was subconscious, so it was there already. He was already gay and was like suppressing it.
Mentira.
How do you feel about it? Do you buy it?
I think I'm gonna shock you guys and say that it is possible.
Yeah, do you?
I feel like if we believe that homosexuality is biological and exists, because there's a lot of theories that say that there's a part of your brain. They compare the brains of homosexual men with the brains of heterosexual men. And they show that homosexual men had some part, I don't remember what part, but some part of the brain that they had larger, that was larger. And so there's definitely cases of people who get hit in the head and they start becoming savants. They're able to tell you the day that you were born. I mean, the day of the week that you were born. You can tell them any date.
And they'll tell you.
And they'll tell you what day falls in, and that's all. They're able to do mathematical problems really quick.
Yeah.
So I think that it's really possible. Still an enigma for a lot of people. How is it that homosexuality manifests itself?
Yeah.
But I do not think that it's 100%.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
The only part that's tricky there is that, you know, the example that you gave, which the article also talks about, the article talks about how there was an occasion or situation where someone had suffered an injury to the head as well. And when he recovered, he developed artistic skills that he never had before. And he was like a great painter from that point forward. And before he had no type of training. But with these type of things, like the only thing that I question is that these are skills. But sexuality is more of a preference or attraction. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but where does the attraction come from? It comes from chemicals in your brain. So there's definitely something that could be. Love is a chemical reaction, you know.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, you know? I mean, it's
to everyone. I think the part of the brain.
There's gotta be something spiritual there. I feel like there's gotta be something spiritual that we can't explain. But there's definitely there's a chemical reaction too as well, you know.
Yeah. Very similar to addiction.
Yes,
Very
it's very similar to hypnotism. I heard. I love it.
Oh,
very,
really?
yeah, very similar.
I'm
If
glad I
you wanna
kicked that
know-
habit a while ago then.
Shout out to the ex-wife. Ahora que llegues a la casa.
You know, my grandmother, she had surgery, and whenever she was like really like drugged up and like just kind of like, you know, out of it, when she was recovering, she was speaking English to all the nurses, and my grandmother doesn't speak English. And
Whoa.
she's like speaking English.
With all
and
due respect, you
communicating.
sure that wasn't a possession? No, I'm just saying.
Might
Se le
have
posesió
been.
el espíritu de Elizabeth Taylor. Se quería casar con todos los nurses. No, mentira. So I think, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. But I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody's gonna become a millionaire through this.
Based
but
on your theory,
that is a very good idea for a movie, though.
is it?
It's a very good idea.
Whatever happened with your ideas of making film? Are you at all pursuing that?
I think that this year I have to finish a script for
It
one
was-
of the movies
Your script is hilarious because it's like based on your life.
based on my
Yeah.
my life story. Yes,
You're like,
yes.
oh, I have this genius idea. I'm like,
Yes,
tell me.
yes. This
It's like,
guy
it's
that
about
is so
this guy
special.
who's a promoter, and I was like, oh God, here we go.
But I'm not self-centered. I'm not self-centered.
not at all.
Okay, no. But one question I wanted to ask you: is he still? Do you know? Does it mention if he's still attracted to women?
Oh yeah. So from then on, no. He said that when he woke up hating. Well, not woke up, but as he recovered, he woke up hating everything about his life. So he like quit his job. He no longer felt connections to his friends. He didn't like find the same interest and didn't want to hang out with them. So now he, after quitting his job, and you know, starting a whole new life. Now he's a hairdresser now, and he lives with his 19-year-old boyfriend.
Whoa. Okay, so look, I mean, that kind of sounds like it's true. You know what I mean? That kind of makes me walk around with a helmet now from now on. You know what I mean? But that sounds a little bit homophobic. But I like my lifestyle, so I'm sorry, but
You like
I don't
your
want to
life-
change. I don't want to change my sexual orientation. So I have a beautiful girlfriend, and I like that. I don't want to change it. Let's keep like that. Let's go back to the music.
Back to the
Mr.
music.
Burns, por favor. I wonder what Mr. Burns is gonna play.